I never thought I would be the woman sitting in a parking lot sobbing so hard I couldn't see the steering wheel. Because my husband of 14 years just looked me in the eyes and said, "I'm gay. I've always been gay. I can't keep pretending anymore." Those words ripped my entire world in half. Everything I thought I knew about my marriage, my future, my identity as a wife, exploded in that one sentence. My name is Danielle. Caleb and I met at church camp when we were 16. He was the youth leader who prayed over everyone with such passion, and I was the shy girl who couldn't stop staring at him. We dated all through college, stayed pure until our wedding night, and got married the week after graduation. Everyone called us the golden couple. We led worship together, started a young married small group, had 3 beautiful children in 5 years, built a house, adopted a dog, the whole Christian dream. On the outside, perfect. On the inside, something was dying. It started showing up in little ways I ignored. He never wanted to be intimate. When we did, it felt distant, like he was somewhere else. He'd pull away from hugs. He spent hours on his phone late at night. I asked 1,000 times if something was wrong. He always said, "I'm just stressed, babe. Work is crazy." I believed him because I wanted to. Because the alternative was too terrifying. Then came the night I'll never forget. Our youngest was finally sleeping through the night. The older 2 were at my parents'. We were supposed to have a date night at home. I lit candles, put on the lingerie I saved for special occasions, made his favorite steak. He walked in, took one look at me, and started shaking. He sat on the couch and said, "Danny, I can't do this anymore. I'm attracted to men. I always have been. I thought if I married you and we prayed hard enough, it would go away. It hasn't. I'm so sorry." I don't remember screaming, but the neighbors later told me they heard me. I remember throwing the steak in the garbage, smashing the wine glasses, falling to the kitchen floor, begging God to wake me up from this nightmare. Caleb just sat there crying, saying over and over, "I never wanted to hurt you. I thought I was doing the right thing." The next weeks were a blur. He moved into the guest room. We told no one at first. We kept leading worship on Sundays while dying inside. He started seeing a Christian counselor alone. I started seeing one alone. We sat our parents down and told them. My mom wept. His dad didn't speak to him for months. The kids were too young to understand, thank God, but they kept asking why Daddy was sleeping in the playroom. He filed for separation 6 months later. Said he needed to figure out who he really was. He moved into an apartment. Started going to gay-affirming support groups. Posted a rainbow flag on his private Instagram story. Friends from church stopped inviting us places because they didn't know what to say. Some sent me books about healing prayer for homosexuality. Others sent me divorce resources. Everyone had an opinion. No one had hope. I wish I could say I handled it with grace from day one. I didn't. I was angry at God, at Caleb, and myself for not seeing it sooner. I lost 25 pounds. My hair started thinning. I'd sit in the car after dropping the kids at school and scream until my throat bled. I begged God to change him, then begged him to kill me so I wouldn't feel the pain anymore. One night I hit absolute rock bottom. It was 2:47 a.m. The kids were asleep. I was scrolling through Caleb's old Facebook pictures of us, honeymoon photos, anniversary posts where he called me the love of his life, and I threw my phone across the room so hard it cracked the screen. I fell face down on the bedroom floor and cried until there were no tears left. Then I heard it, clear as day in my spirit. My covenant stands. Fight for what I joined together. I didn't feel like fighting. I felt like dying. But something rose up in me that wasn't me. I started praying dangerous prayers. Not God change him so my life can be easy, but God, whatever it takes, make him wholly yours first. Then bring him home to us. I did crazy things after that. I fasted 3 days a week. I laid hands on his empty pillow every night and declared, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." The spirit of confusion is bound. Caleb belongs to Jesus. I stopped speaking death over him. When people asked for updates, I said, "God is restoring my family." They thought I was in denial. I wasn't. I was in warfare. I wrote him letters, not begging him to come back, but telling him I forgave him, that I was proud of the father he was. that Jesus loved him no matter what. I sent worship songs that wrecked me. I never mentioned the gay thing again. I just loved him with everything I had left. 11 months into the separation, something shifted. He started coming to the kids' birthday parties and staying longer. He asked if we could do family dinners once a week. Then twice. Then he asked if he could come to church with us for the kids. One Sunday the pastor preached on the prodigal son, and I watched Caleb weep through the entire service. 3 weeks later he called me at midnight crying so hard he could barely talk. He said he had been with a man that night and felt emptier than ever before. He said, "I thought this would finally make me happy, but it's destroying me. I miss you. I miss us. I miss God." I told him to come home right then. He showed up at 1:06 a.m. with a backpack and tears streaming down his face. He fell on his knees in our entryway and repented to me and to God for hours. We started counseling together the next week, intensive Christian counseling that dealt with everything: childhood wounds, same-sex attraction, shame, religious trauma, the whole mess. He cut off all contact with that lifestyle. He got delivered. Layer by layer, God healed what was broken inside him. It wasn't overnight. It was 2 solid years of hard, ugly, beautiful work. Today, 6 years after he walked out thinking he was gay, Caleb is the husband I always prayed for but didn't know existed. We are more in love than the day we got married. Our intimacy is healed and whole. We lead a marriage ministry together now, specifically for couples walking through sexual brokenness of any kind. We renewed our vows 2 years ago on the exact date he moved out. The kids were our flower girls and ring bearer. We danced to the same song from our first wedding. People ask me all the time, is he still attracted to men? I tell them the truth. God didn't just change his behavior. He changed his heart. Attraction is no longer the issue. Jesus is. And when Jesus has all of you, there's no room for anything else. If you're watching this because your husband just dropped the same bomb on you, or because you're years into this pain, hear me. Nothing is impossible with God, not addiction, not infidelity, not same-sex attraction, not death itself. Your covenant is worth fighting for. Your husband is not the enemy. The enemy is. And he's already defeated. Get on your face. Forgive the unforgivable. Love when it makes no sense. Declare the word over that man every single day. God turned my husband's "I'm gay" into "I'm yours, forever." He's about to do the same for you. Your marriage is not dead. It's being resurrected. Drop your name in the comments. I'm praying for every single one of you by name until you come back here with your own miracle story. He's coming home, whole, healed, and more in love with you than ever.